Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where we like to serve up reviews with a little slice of spice and a dice. Now y'all, we're going to be talking about a movie today. It came out on Netflix very recently. It's called Blood Red Sky. Now what we are going to try to determine in this review for you is it worth putting your phone down for a couple of hours? I'll tell you what I did and let's go ahead and jump on into what it was. Okay, so this is going to be my quick little 5-minute tour of this review. Now y'all, there's not going to be major spoiler alerts in this review. However, I will say there are going to be a couple of plot points that are revealed, pretty major ones. But that being said, if you have looked at the title, you've looked at the cover, you've read the description, and you've looked at the trailer, then what I'm going to talk about will be nothing new to you. But if you want to go into this like, what is this? Huh? What? Then this ain't the review for you. Okay. So with that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and do like our little semi-spoiler alert-ish territory coming up. When a group of terrorists hijacks an overnight transatlantic flight, a mysteriously ill woman must unleash a monstrous secret to protect her young son. So a mother who is traveling transatlantic with her son to go to the States, and you get this vibe that she's like going for some kind of medical treatment, like something's wrong with her, and definitely something is wrong with her. But nonetheless, that's what's going on. So there's this tension in the beginning, which is like really good for that, and the tension does build throughout the whole thing. So yes, just as the little trailer and all this shows, they get on the plane is being hijacked. That's bad enough as it is, and then this other huge thing comes about on the plane that you're just like, whoa, hold on, let's reel it in. So now all this being said, some events take place on the plane that you're like, oh my god, the poor mother, and that's when her huge secret comes out. Now the huge secret, and again, this is like the big plot point thing, but you can probably guess it at this point. She is a vampire, okay? And so pause for a second. So when I was going into this, and I literally went into it, again, I was like, okay, what's this? It's number one, so there's something on the plane. Okay, it's a zombie thing. I thought it was a zombie thing, and I was here for that, okay? I was here for it. I was like, all right, this is like another little take here or whatever. So this was like another spin. So I was ready for like, remember that movie Z with Brad Pitt? I think it was Z or World War Z or something like that with Brad Pitt in it, and they were on the plane with the zombies, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, that's what I was gearing up for. But so when this happened, I was like, hold up. Okay, let me channel my inner Twilight. Let me get some Team Edward going on. Let me get some awkward Bella, Kristen Stewart vibes going on so I can proceed forward. So that's as much as the plot points I'm going to tell you. You're on the plane, we've got vampires, we have hijackers. Does it get any worse? Okay, I mean, honestly. So let's talk about how they executed that whole thing. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, there is this tension, and the tension is pretty much always there in the movie. They definitely did that well. Now, I should also say that this is a German film, and so for me at least, you are very aware that it has been translated to English because the soundtrack doesn't match up to the actors' lips and stuff like that. That pulls me out of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So there's that for me. So here's the thing, the premise is amazing. I'm like, oh my god, I love this, because let's be honest, y'all, I mean, the zombie thing, I am here for zombie stuff, y'all. I love any zombie movie, but it's time to start, let's venture outside the zombie thing. We've kind of killed a little bit, so the vampire thing, I was like, okay, here we go. I'm liking this, being trapped on an airplane, okay, even no matter what, airplanes are claustrophobic, they could crash, they could be hijacked, they could blow up in the sky. There's so much stuff that can go wrong. So this is another dynamic there. Okay. Here's where it went wrong, in my opinion. The movie dragged on, okay? The movie is basically told in a flashback type scenario, if that makes sense. And I won't go into too much of that right here just because I don't want to give away some of how it's structured, so it'll be fresh. But nonetheless, there is a lot of backstory and flashbacks, and those flashbacks could be their own movie, okay? I'm like, you could have done a damn prequel or something. I almost didn't need all that information, and the way it drug out was just come on, let's just move it along. Some of it was over the top. Some of it just felt like it needed to be edited down more to get it more concise, because essentially when you live in tension land and you live in there for too long, for me, I lose interest. And so that brings us around to the whole, putting your phone on thing. Okay, so here's my thing. I literally was not even concerned with my phone for most of this movie, but I'm not gonna lie, like the last 45 minutes of it, I was like, okay, come on, you know, and then it started competing for my attention with the phone. Okay, so that's where I was just like, yeah, this is like the overall vibe I took from it. If they remake this movie, like say they make an American version of it, or even if they remade it over there, it doesn't matter, but if they remade it and just got a bit more concise with the delivery, it would be on point, because the movie takes from all these other scenarios. Think snakes on a plane, like I said, that World War Z, whatever that Brad Pitt movie was with the scene in the airplane. There's so much going on there. The whole vampire thing, I'm like, I'm here for it. You know, I'm again, it's a great idea, but there was just like this, almost like the reality they tried to create, there was too many rules and things with it instead of just letting it happen, if that makes sense. It was almost like every bit of it, they tried to give some like complicated story, and sometimes you don't need it to be complicated, you don't need an explanation, you just need to let it be. You just need to be like, bam, there's vampires on the airplane. We don't need to know that there might be a cure, that there might be, we don't need to know all that. Okay, there's vampires in the airplane and they've been hijacked. Done. Do with that what you will. Does that make sense? So that's where I'm just like, when I come to like an action horror movie and I'm expecting that, I want that. I don't want to go too deep into it. We can do that with a prequel or a sequel, because you know there's going to be one. So all that being said, is it worth watching? Absolutely. Would I have been bitter if I went to the movie theater? Not really. Like, I would have watched it, but I would have been bored. Okay, totally. I would have been like, come on. So at home on Netflix, perfect. It's definitely worth a watch. It will entertain you. It will kind of get you like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, it will have that vibe. Are you going to compete? Is it going to compete for your attention with the phone? Probably. You know, your phone's going to probably win out sometimes, because you'll just get like, okay, this is just, you know, come on, we're repeating the same thing over and over. You know how like when a movie ends, you're like, oh, this is the appropriate place to end, and then it's like, no, we're going to keep going. And you're like, why? I was ready to leave and go get in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had those vibes. So anyways, definitely watch it though. It ain't no damn blockbuster, but it's worth your time to watch it for a couple of hours. Now that being said, thank you for watching my quick little review. As you can see, my background's changing. We've got some big changes coming up over here, the Stuff with Squad. Okay, so that is it. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you then.